Okay.
Hi, I'm Mary Damon. I'm from Nashville, Montana. So there I was in the 6th grade, and I was at the movies with my mom and my brother. We were seeing the Pirates of the Caribbean, but I can't remember exactly which one it was. So the movie was about 15 minutes in, and I hear this kind of like a boom sound. And I look over, and my mom is sitting on the floor because the chair broke. Now, just to mind you, this is an old movie theater. So throughout the entire movie, I could not stop laughing. Like, I literally had to sit like this so I wouldn't look at her because I would just laugh so hard. So I turned to her and I asked, I was like, "Are you okay?" And through her tears of embarrassment, she was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." So it was about a week later after this incident happened, we went to Minot, North Dakota to go shop. And my brother ran into one of his friends who had been there that entire week. And he walks up to my brother and he says, "Dude, I heard your sister broke the movie theater chair." I'm like, "What? Like, that wasn't even me." So don't make fun of somebody else's embarrassment, then you won't embarrass yourself.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mary.
Did she sit on the floor during the movie the whole time?
No, she got up and sat next to me.
My name is Kateri Blage, and I'm from Puyallup, Washington. So there I was in my white Scion, driving to my dad's house in Plains, Montana, the day before Thanksgiving, just last November. It was sunny outside, and I was just cruising along, maybe doing 100, maybe not. And then my phone pops up that there's a blizzard coming through, and I was like, I've never driven in the snow before. This is not going to be okay. So I get about 20 minutes away from my dad's house, and there was ice and snow just everywhere. And I'm coming up this hill, and there's cars just backed up all the way. I'm like, oh, I gotta slow down. So I start pumping my brakes, but I'm not slowing down. And there's a semi-truck coming to my left, and there's a semi-truck parked putting chains on because he was sliding. So I'm like, well, either way, this is not gonna go good. So I go to my right, and I go underneath the semi-truck's trailer into like a 180, so I'm like upside down pretty much. There's no cell phone service, and I have a concussion, so I'm like half out of it. And about 2 hours later, I was in the hospital. So give yourself room in between cars, especially when it's snowing, and you will avoid a potential accident.
Okay. Thank you, Kateri.
Alright, I'm Shailene Fishel. I'm from Columbia Falls, Montana. There I was an evening at my house. My mom was out playing Bunko. For those of you that don't know what Bunko is, it's a card game that all moms play on a Wednesday night, and they gossip about their children and yell really loud. It's annoying. But my mom was out, and it had gotten pretty late, and she hadn't come home yet when she normally does when she's out at Bunko. So I called her and tried to see if she's coming home or what she was doing, and she hadn't answered the first few calls. So I called one of her Bunko friends, and her friend said that she had personally been home for an hour now. So a little worried, I kept calling my mom kind of frantically, and the worst thoughts come to mind, thinking my mom's in a ditch somewhere, something bad just happened, and I had the worst gut feeling. So as the whole night went on, my mom had not come home. I'm in tears, and when she finally walks through the door, and my dad had already called her and kind of chewed her out for not answering my calls, but she was hugging me and just feeling so guilty that she thought I thought the worst. So I was in my mom's shoes that night, as the parents feel when we're out and not when we're driving and they think that we're in a ditch. So it's important to understand why your parents care about your safety, so you don't have to make your parents feel the way I did that night.
Okay, now I have a question.
She was at another one of the friends' house, she had to drop off something for taxes, and then they just got to talking, and her phone wasn't with her. So it was really stupid, but my mind was thinking a lot worse, so.
Okay, all right, thank you.
I'm Hannah Hoschultz. I'm from Sunburst, Montana. So there I was 13 years old, and it was the beginning of summer. And I was starting my first job ever, and it was my first week, and my sister was working with me, and she had worked in this job for about 3 years prior. And one of the things we had to do was we had to mow the
mow the yard and pick up the grass and throw it in the pit up in the pipe yard. So we were picking it up and we put it in the back of the Ranger. And we were about to go up to the pipe yard when my sister's like, okay, Hannah, you drive. And I was like really excited because I was going to get to start getting my learner's permit the next year and get to drive. And so I'm like, this is more experience for me. So I got in the front seat and we drove up and I was like, this is going pretty good. And I backed up to the pit and we dumped the grass. And we got back in the Ranger and we were starting to go back down to the yard. And I looked over my shoulder just to make sure that I'd closed the tailgate of the Ranger. And at that moment, I heard my sister scream, and my impulses kicked in. But the next thing I knew, I was looking at the front of the Ranger, and it was about within a foot of a big cement pile. And I looked over at my sister, and she had hit the brake just in time. And she looked at me and started laughing. I was hanging outside the Ranger, holding onto the bar, and so I wasn't really even inside the Ranger. So if you're driving, no matter what kind of vehicle, make sure you hit the brakes before you exit. Otherwise, you won't get to drive the rest of the day.
Okay. Thank you.